Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna show you how you can work with the Dockerfile. In short, I'm gonna show you how you can bundle up your application and shift it to somewhere else and then you can use it. Okay, let's consider why we need Dockerfile. Imagine you have a web application that you normally set up and you need to run around 20 steps to set up one environment. Imagine you need to set up 10 web servers. That means you need to run 200 steps to set up 10 web servers. So now you can imagine how long it could be and how difficult it could be. Here I'm gonna show you the way actually Docker enable you to bundle up your application, and Docker also enable you to remove the iteration of the steps. If you need to run 20 steps for one server, then you don't need to run more 20 steps to run or set up another web server. You just need to bundle up everything into your Docker image and you can shift it to some Docker registry. So Dockerfile enables you to add your all the steps into the Dockerfile, and then you can use that Dockerfile to build 100, 10,000 or 100 of 10,000 copies of your application without doing the iterative steps. So imagine, let's start with the Dockerfile. Docker daemon always follow a file convention which actually uh, started with this particular name. Docker daemon always looking for the file which has the same pattern of the same convention for the name. So this file actually, in that particular file, you can run or you can add your steps to set up your web server. These steps can be run later on by your Docker engine. You don't need to run these steps again. What the only thing you need to do is you need to add all of your steps in the Docker file. Okay, let's begin. Docker file is actually uses the same methodology that you're going to use or you normally use in the Docker from CLI. Actually, you use the Docker image, and under that image you put all your steps which you need to run or you need to follow to set up your web application. So just forget about the application. Now first we understand how the Docker file works. Docker files always use the Docker images. You can find as many as images on the Docker hub. So Dockerfile always expecting a baseline image. So these baseline image can be provided through from this param. Let the Docker engine knows that you need to use that particular Docker image. So imagine I gonna set up my web server onto the CentOS. So I need a particular version of CentOS, like imagine CentOS 6 or CentOS 7 or even CentOS 7.5. I can use any of the version available on the Docker Hub. So for now, I'm gonna use CentOS 7 as a baseline image. Actually, Docker file is more like a bread system. So each steps is a slice of the bread. Imagine you run a step, it is the first slice of the bread. Then you need to add another step, like I want to update the repository of my Docker container. So I'm gonna issue a command yum update space -y. So this means one slice is this, one slice is this. What Docker gonna do? Docker create a file system layer for this particular command, and from that particular image Docker spawn up an intermediate container. We will see it later. So after spawning up a cluster from this particular image, Docker engine execute this command under the Docker container, which is intermediate container or the temporary container. Okay, let's see how we can build our Docker file. So we have a very easy method to build our Docker file. We can use docker build space minus t. Minus t is also known as tag, but this is not a tag as we normally you're supposed to have. It is a friendly name of your Docker image. So you can provide a web API. So next thing what we're gonna do is we need to provide our Dockerfile path. So Dockerfile can be passed through this, but the standard way of passing your Dockerfile is to provide a dot. That means Docker engine will always locate the Dockerfile on the current location. It is always a best practice to run your build command from the path where the Dockerfile sits. So once you build your Dockerfile, it will download the baseline image, which is CentOS 7, and then it will create an intermediate container. Okay, let's see how this container will looks like. Okay, I'm gonna create another SSH tunnel of my daemon. Sorry, I can view this, and now I can SSH to my box. So if I hit the Docker PS, you can see. Sorry. So you can see my task is being completed, so you can see the intermediate container. Okay, let's do this one more time. I'm putting over here docker command within the watch, so you can see on real time about my Docker container. So I'm gonna hit docker build API. Actually this image is already been created, so no intermediate container been spawned up. So I'm gonna put more changes to my Docker file, and then we will see what's gonna happen. Now I will going to ask my Docker daemon to install HTTPD, which is Apache package. We will see what's gonna happen when we build a Docker image. You can see an intermediate container being spawned up, and you can see a yum install command was running within that container, and you can also see that our Docker image is being built. So this is how I can create my Docker image. Like if I run, if I want to run my Docker, or you can say I want to run or spawn up my cluster or web server through that particular image, so I can use the same way we normally used to do, like docker run space minus it space minus d minus minus name web API, and we need to supply our image name. Before this, I'm gonna show you something. So let's see where this image is coming, where from this image is sitting. So if I hit the Docker images, so I can see my web API is being built with the image ID this, which actually coming from here, and it was built 1 minute ago. So if I want to run the Docker container from this particular image, Docker image, so I can run it. So you can see my Docker container is started now. Even I can SSH to that container or exec to the container, and I can see if I hit where is HTTPD, so I can see that my HTTP daemon is already installed. Or if I hit rpm space minus qi, httpd, so I can see uh, Apache 2.4.6 is already installed. So this is something very basic. What else I can do with my Docker file? Imagine we have a Docker file and we have an application, and we need to do lots of stuff with our application. We have set up our web application, and now, like, we just install a httpd, and obviously for application we need to do lots of steps to be run and lots of steps to be followed. Imagine that we have a node application, and we can download a simple node application that requires to be run. So sample node.js application, we can download it from anywhere. This is what we can download, I guess. Okay, let's see. Leave it that. We can find something better. Just pausing video.